Good evening, guys. Welcome to the Just Keep Up podcast where we are one step ahead. Today is Sports Monday, so we're excited to be here with you guys on this Sports Monday. We're going to have a special episode for you guys, bro. This is the first episode that we're going to be covering two sports. So we're going to start off by covering football, and then we're actually going to have basketball for you guys the second half of the show. So excited to bring that to you guys. Our feature story is going to be Derrick Rose's retirement. The legend in basketball, at least in my eyes, he's a legend, at least for a couple years. But so he retires. So we're going to be talking about that. That's going to be our feature story. Guys, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Get us to impact and to reach as many people as possible. Other than that, bro, do you have anything before we get started?
Yeah, so unfortunately Friday we were unable to get an episode out to you guys. We couldn't link up to do the show due to work complications and our personal lives, so we apologize for that. But we are back and we're gonna give y'all a fucking banger.
Yeah, bro, we have a gym. Honestly, guys, this is going to be our best episode.
Fact.
We have a jam-packed episode for you guys, so ready or not, here we come.
Okay, so we will start off with Thursday night football. It was the Cowboys and the Giants. The Cowboys won 20-15. What are your thoughts?
Let's real quick give it down to Marco to Daniel Jones. Bro, Daniel Jones, bro. I mean, he kept them in the game. He obviously wasn't spectacular, but he made the plays that he needed to make to keep them in the game. And I think that's what the biggest thing is. He made the plays to keep them in the game. That's what the Giants fans wanted to see. They don't want to see Daniel Jones, fumbling all over the place, turning the ball over. They want to see him keeping them in the game. And so he was able to do that. He made some nice throws. He made some nice runs. He was actually a competent quarterback out there. So, yeah, credit to him. And then as far as the Cowboys go, well, the Cowboys have major issues. For them to be able to just sneak by the Giants like that, sneak by, they won 20-15, against the woeful Giants. So, yeah, they have room for improvement there. And then on top of all of that, they lost their two best defenders in Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. So they are going to have major issues. I think their bye week is in 2 or 3 weeks. So they're going to need to go realistically, they say both of these guys are probably going to be out till after the bye. So if you can get to, I think if you're 1-2, I think that's a success without your two best players. So we'll see where that gets them. But honestly, even though the Cowboys did win, I feel like that was still an L. You know what I mean? Even though they won the game, it still feels like an L. They lost their two best defenders, and they didn't even win the game, in a fashion that they should have. So, this is for the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, well, the Giants were not in the game because of Daniel Jones. They only scored 15 points, which is horrible.
But context matters, bro.
They were only in the game because of their defense, and that is not because their defense is good. It's because the Cowboys also stink. It was two shitty teams going at it. The slightly better team won the game. That is all that happened. And, yeah, both teams sucked. Going forward, the Cowboys got major issues. DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons are down. They got a long season ahead of them, man. I'm telling y'all that right now. Okay, do you have anything else to say about this game?
Well, I just feel like Daniel Jones was one of the main reasons why they were in the game. I don't think he made the crucial mistake that, Giants fans are accustomed to seeing him make, and I thought he definitely played well. You can't say he played bad. He definitely played well enough for them to win. I think coaching decisions are what's killing the Giants right now. Coaching decisions. They really don't know what they're doing as an organization. They have a terrible offensive line. So yeah, I think that's kind of rough to blame on Daniel Jones for that one.
Okay, well, I personally think the only reason why their offense scored 15 was because Malik Neighbors was carrying him on his back, and that is also why he got injured.
Yeah, Malik Neighbors was balling. I will give him that. Like, Neighbors was balling. He was hooping for sure.
Okay, that covers that game. Now to start off with some of the Sunday games. Our first one will be Jets versus Broncos. The Broncos won 10-9, and the Jets lost because of a missed 49-yard game-winning field goal.
Yeah, so that game was very, very interesting to watch. Obviously, for you guys that didn't watch the game, the weather played probably the most crucial factor in that game. They were facing a rainstorm for the majority of the game, and so both offenses, obviously, when you have to play to the conditions that you're in, and both teams struggled offensively in that game. It was a defensive game that game. And honestly, from what I saw, the Jets looked, uncharacteristically, bad. I mean, they had 10 penalties. They had like five false starts, and so it just seemed like they were kind of off, which it kind of makes sense for them because they were on like a mini bye. They were out for 10 days. So when you're out for 10 days. And then on top of it, the weather is dictating how you're going to play, where you kind of can't get into a rhythm. You're running the football. They also didn't get good field position a lot of times because obviously the weather's bad. And when the weather's bad, you can't move the ball. So you just punt it and you don't have field position. So now you're getting it in your own end zone basically. And you're just kind of running it 2 or 3 times in a row just to play the field position game. So, but yeah, I mean, during that game, both offenses struggled. But I like Bo Nix, bro. Honestly, from the Broncos, I like Bo Nix. I like his composure. He wasn't rattled going against Aaron Rodgers. He looked bad for the majority of the game, but everyone looked bad during that weather. I mean, there were like 4 fumbles. Garrett Wilson fumbled. Brees Hall couldn't get going. It was just a rough game. I think it was an outlier game. It's kind of tough to judge either team off of that game. But this was a sneaky tough loss for the Jets, because now they fall to 2-2. They have to go to the Vikings, and then you have the Bills. So they could easily and possibly lose to two teams that are better than them. And then all of a sudden you're looking up, you were 2-1, and now all of a sudden you're 2-4. So just like that, the season can switch. So they're gonna have to get a win. I think if they split 3-3, and then they have another soft stretch there, like I think they have like the Steelers in there. So they have a softer schedule, but they have to get away. They can't come away from this 2-4, or they're gonna dig themselves a deep hole. And then the Broncos went to 2-2 as well. So they look pretty good.
Okay, yeah, I pretty much agree with everything that you said. I just want to add on a few things. Yeah. I mean, watching that game, uh, you know, as far as the Jets go, Brees Hall had no holes. He was getting stuffed every time. Aaron Rodgers took multiple sacks.
5 sacks.
Yeah, like receivers couldn't gain no separation. Like the only reason why they even ended up scoring 9 points was because Aaron Rodgers had to be Superman several times that game.
Yeah.
He made a few great throws that kept some drives alive for them.
He did.
To get those 3 field goals and even that 4th one that they missed.
Yeah.
Their offense just looked like a whole mess that day. But what's really getting me mad is people trying to blame Robert Saleh. I just want to make this clear. If this guy coaches the defensive side of the football and he held the opponent to 10 points, how is it his fault? And then you're going to say, okay, well, what about the offensive coordinator? Well, is it the offensive coordinator's fault that no lineman could block? Was it his fault that no receiver was gaining separation that game? Was it also his fault that Greg Zuerlein missed a 49-yard field goal to win the game? Were any of those things his fault? No. And it's like, dude, at some point, we got to start holding the players accountable. Like, nowadays, bro, players get scapegoated way too much off of coaches, bro. Like, seriously, bro, like, sometimes the players just got to do better, bro. Like, this game was not on the coaching staff. In my opinion, it was just on the offense overall as a whole. Not Aaron Rodgers, but, the offensive line and the receivers mostly.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I think again, I think the biggest thing was just the weather. I mean, it's hard to even move in weather like that. So, the offensive line can't put their feet in the ground because they're slipping. It's a rough game. So you can't put too much stake into a game in weather conditions like that. But the one thing that I will blame the coaches for, I don't know whose call was it. Was it Hackett or Saleh? But one of them, the Jets had the ball at the goal line to end the first quarter and to start the second quarter. And for some reason, on back-to-back runs from the 1 yard line, they give the ball to Brees Hall and not to Braylon Allen. Like that didn't make a lot of sense. I mean, that could have been the deciding factor in the game, honestly, now that we go back and look at how the game was played. So I don't know who's. And then Robert Saleh after the game is like, yeah, that's something we will look at. What do you mean that's something you'll look at? That's a clearly an error. Like, why are you giving the ball to, a 5'10" Brees Hall when you could give it to a 6'4", freaking 300, 250-pound Braylon Allen? So I don't know about that one, but yeah, and then a lot of people just think Robert Saleh just plays like, the whole thing where it's like, he just plays the victim, where it's like, well, the defense stepped up, so I don't know what's up with the offense. I mean, bro, yeah, you're a defensive coach, but yeah, you're the coach. Like, bro, you're not a defensive coordinator. You're a head coach. So, Robert Saleh Nathaniel Hackett and Aaron Rodgers could call the plays, but Robert Saleh signs off on it. Like, he's like, all right, yeah, let's go with it. So if he don't like it, he could be like, oh, no. Bring Braylon Allen in there. So, so he does have some blame for that, but I do think you're right in terms of players do get scapegoated way too much. And, we point the blame at the coaches, even for basketball, which we're going to talk about later. It's even worse for coaches. So, but yeah, bro, I don't think you could put too much stock into that game.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well, I think that covers that game. Our next game is the Chiefs versus Chargers. The Chiefs walk away 17-10. Rashee Rice tore his ACL. He is likely going to be out the rest of the season.
And let me ask you a question, bro. Who's the one that took out Rashee Rice?
Patrick Mafraud.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Bro, honestly, I like when you go back and watch the play, like I don't even know what he was doing. Like it wasn't even like the defender was like anywhere near him so that he could, it's not even like he was trying to tackle the guy with the ball. Like if you look when Mahomes slid, the guy with the ball was already like 3 yards ahead.
Bro, he just threw his shoulder in there just to make it seem like he tried to do something.
It was like, bro, like, what are you doing, bro? And then like, like first of all, I don't even want my quarterback in that situation to begin with, bro. Like I'll even take the pick six. I don't care, but we can't risk you diving at people's feet. Like, what are you doing? So yeah, that was an L, bro, like all the way around. And then like now you're gonna lose Rashee Rice for the year. So or probably for the year. They're already without Hollywood Brown. They still can't get Kelsey going. So yeah, bro. I mean, but the Chiefs are somehow still 4-0. I mean, they were able to beat the Chargers, which that was definitely surprising. I thought that game the Chargers were gonna win. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it's only a matter of time before the Chiefs lose one of these games. The Chiefs hasn't played a game this year that they won by more than 7 points. Every single game that they played, they've won by 7 points or fewer. So these games are very, very tight. They're low score. They're dog fights, and they just keep finding a way to win. But I think if you keep playing with fire, it's going to come back to bite you eventually. And so, yeah, bro. And then as far as the Chargers, I mean, the issue with the Chargers is they want to just play a game that they can't play. Like, they're trying to play, pound the rock, take time off the clock. Like, that stuff is cool, but, like, you have Justin Herbert, bro. You should be looking to score points. And so, like, I get the logic, but, especially against the Chiefs, like, you can't play safe, bro. You got to go for it. I mean, the closest, we've seen to someone beating was, for someone beating the Chiefs was Lamar Jackson in the Baltimore Ravens, and they did that by taking shots the whole time. So, you have to take shots. You have to be aggressive. So yeah, that was an L. But yeah, bro, I mean, the Chiefs are 4-0, but again, losing Rashee Rice, you're in trouble.
Yeah, B, this is definitely one of the worst 4-0 starts that I've seen from a team. Not the worst, but one of the worst. That's for sure. Uh, now that they literally just lost their best offensive weapon, like they're gonna be in for a lot of trouble. I'll say that much. Patrick Maffrod, how dare you injure Rasheed Rice? This man was carrying you. Who's gonna carry him now? Xavier Worthy?
Yeah, probably Xavier Worthy. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Maffrod. Yeah, shame on you. Okay, next game. Ravens versus Bills. The Ravens blew them out 35-10. They moved 2-2, and the Bills are now 3-1.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it was only a matter of time. We were sitting here when Baltimore was 0-2 going into the Cowboys, and I think we both said it, but I know I definitely said, you don't give up on the Ravens. They'll be all right. They'll win some games. They'll be right in the mix. They'll be in the picture. That's where they are. Now, as far as the way the game went, I want to specifically talk about the league in general, where I feel like it's really been a defensive battle this year. Like teams just aren't putting up the points that they once did. Teams aren't connecting for touchdowns as much. Teams aren't participating in the kickoffs. They're just letting it go to the touchback. Like, honestly, bro, this has been. There's a saying where, life comes full circle. And, like, it's coming full circle where now it's kind of, like, back to being, like, defensive oriented. Like, I think Aiden Hutchinson leads the league in sacks. He has 9 sacks in 4 games. So it's like, bro, that's elite. And then if you look at the receiving yards, they're not great. If you look at the touchdowns, they're not great. I think including the numbers yesterday, Josh Allen's at 8 touchdowns, total touchdown, or not total, but total passing touchdowns. He leads the league with 8 and 4 in 4 games. So that's, 2 a game. So it's like just the offense in general has taken a huge step back. And on any given week, your offense could just not be there. I mean, the Jets looked like they were on fire against the Patriots, and then the next game, 9 points. The Bills scored 45 points. They were lighting things on fire. And then the next game, they scored 10 points. So it's like, I think defenses are starting to figure out how the game is played, and defenses are adjusting fast. And, a lot of it is quarterbacks also aren't playing under center anymore. There's a bunch of different reasons, but I just feel, it was unpredictable last year, and it's going to continue to be unpredictable with the way that the game is playing now.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree. Even last year, bro, you saw like signs of the defense is dominating. Like Lamar Jackson won MVP, and the guy only had 24 passing touchdowns. Like that's the lowest passing touchdowns we've seen from an MVP in a really long time. I can't say exact, but it's been a while since we've seen that. But yeah, I just personally think the direction the NFL is headed right now is these defensive coordinators are starting to figure out finally how to beat these offensive schemes. So, I think it's going to be defensive minded for a little while. It's only going to be a matter of time till the next offensive genius, pulls up and figures out how to beat these defenses, and then we're back on the offensive end. The question is, who will it be and when will it happen?
Yeah, man. I mean, any given week, things are so unpredictable. Like Patrick Mahomes has 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Jalen Hurts has 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So these numbers just aren't great. Like, they're just not good. And they weren't good last year. I mean, as much talk as we want to talk, Patrick Mahomes is spectacular, blah, blah, blah. And he is. I think he's the GOAT personally. But last year, 27 touchdowns. It's like that's pretty low. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty low. So this is the way that the game is trending towards. And so, we have to keep that in mind when we're critiquing these guys, like in these teams. Like, there's so many NFL people that I hear on TV, and they're like, yeah, what the hell happened with this team? Only 10 points, only 17 points, blah, blah, blah. Like, you got to get with the way that the game is playing now, bro. I mean, this is the way that it is. And it's so much harder on offenses now. False start offense, 10-yard penalty, replay first down. Now you're 1st and 20 and the drive is over. Or, you see Alan Lazard, unsportsmanlike conduct for going like this. 15-yard penalty replay for like, bro, like these penalties are just ridiculous. Holding, illegal man downfield, illegal shift. It's like, bro, like it's crazy, and it just puts the offense at a crazy disadvantage, and the drive a lot of times is over before it even starts. Like, I want to see if there's a stat that shows how many third and longs we've had this year. I think I've seen the most third and longs probably ever within the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, bro. Like, personally, I think the NFL should reduce penalties. Like, instead of like backing them up 10 yards just because you flinch on the line of scrimmage, it should probably be like maybe 5 yards. Cause yeah, 10 yards is like kind of crazy, bro.
And
Like,
some is 15.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, intentional grounding is 15.
Like, bro, 15 yards, bro. What?
Yeah, intentional grounding is 15. Unnecessary roughness is 15 as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I think.
And then I know it's on the other end, but roughing the passer is 15.
Yeah, and mind you, roughing the passer is one of the ones I disagree with the most. Dude, a lot of the time when you watch these defenders sack the quarterback, he's already in momentum to hit him. And then the quarterback's just releasing the ball, and within a second, he's bumping him, and then there's this call in, what is it?
Roughing the
Brain
passer.
fart. Roughing the passer?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Roughing the passer. And it's like, dude, like, with the momentum these guys are charging now, like, they can't stop themselves, bro. And you're going to penalize them 15 yards for that, bro? Like, come on, bro. Like, don't be so freaking soft, bro. This is football at the end of the day.
Yeah, bro. So these penalties are out of control, especially on the offensive side. Like, for example, neutral zone infraction for the defense lining up offsides, it's 5 yards. But when the offense does something wrong, it's 10 yards or 15 yards. So it's like, goddamn. So, yeah, bro, I think that's another reason why there's been so many penalties, which is causing offenses to stall out pretty quickly before the offensive drive even began. And another thing we have to get rid of too, now that we're on it, is the kickoffs. Like, what's the point of the kickoffs if it's just going to go in the end zone and you're going to get to the 30-yard line anyways? We might as well just ban the kickoffs in general and get them to start at the 30-yard line. Like, what's the point of the kickoff? Like, I don't get it. They tried this landing zone garbage. Teams don't care, bro. It's very clear they don't care. It's kind of similar to like the All-Star game for the NBA. Like, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, the players are telling you they don't care. So what are you going to do about it? And so, yeah, it's very clear they don't give a shit about the kickoff, bro. So either get rid of it, start at the 30. I don't know, but you got to do something because what's the point of it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you literally got the Rams who announced Kyron Williams as their punt returner right before the season started, and this guy doesn't even bother to return a kick. He's just catching it, and he's like, nah, I'm good. I ain't fucking doing this shit. Like, honestly, bro, I would probably say just get rid of the kickoff. Just have them start at the 30-yard line after every score. Like, literally.
Yeah,
what's the freaking point of it? Like, you just get a bunch of kneels and you might get maybe like 5 kick return touchdowns all year off it. Like, bro, come on, bro. That junk is garbage, bro. Like, just let them start at the 30 because these guys clearly don't want to do it. Let them start at the 30 and just play football.
Bro, they said that they did this landing zone garbage so that way there could be more returns. There's been less. So, like, bro, it's not working,
yeah,
bro.
that's because the players are lining up closer now.
Yeah.
So, it's like, bro, like, you want them to return it more, but you're lining up the defenders even closer to the runner, so that means he's gonna get even less momentum off of his bursts, and you know what I'm saying? He runs like 10 yards and he has 11 guys in front of him all of a sudden. Like, dude, like, what?
Yeah, and then if they do return it, you know what you hear? The flag comes out and it's like, holding, receiving team, 15-yard penalty on the first down. So it's like, bro, like these teams really get no incentive for returning it. So they're just like, bro, there's no incentive to do so. So I'm just gonna need it. Like,
yeah, I agree. But anyways, going back to what the topic originally was, Ravens Bills. Yeah, I don't think this loss meant anything for the Bills. I mean, they had a tremendous 3-0 start. You know, they were bound to fuck up one of these nights, bro. So they're 3-1. I don't think this meant anything for them. They're still fine. The Ravens, though, it did mean a lot for the Ravens. Like, they started off 0-2, came in with mad energy, and, you know, got a 3-0 team with the leader and MVP right now straight out of there, bro. Like, they went in there, dominated. Derrick Henry had 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and mind you, bro, he almost had 3. He fumbled one of them literally at the 1-yard line, but it ended up being recovered anyways. So, yeah, he basically had 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, he absolutely destroyed them. Yeah, I mean, the Ravens, yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to give y'all a take. Based on how the Chiefs are looking with Rashee Rice going down, and with the Bengals not looking like very good because of Jamar's contract problems and, T. Higgins not being healthy, I got the Ravens going to the Super Bowl this year at the AFC. That is my official pick for now. I got the Ravens. But do you have anything else to say about this game or this discussion we've had?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I just think that both teams are good. Like that, we're gonna see both of those teams deep in the postseason. So that's my take on it. Even when Baltimore got off to the 0-2 start, I'm like, let's not panic, bro. Like they're gonna figure it out. They're good. They're gonna be fine. And then the Bills, I mean, it's a dud game again. You're gonna have 1 to 3 games a year that it's just like, I don't know what happened, but like, let's just throw it out and, start again next week. So you're going to have some of those, the best of the best teams have them. So.
Okay, well, that covers our NFL segment for tonight. For the first time ever, we are getting into our NBA segments. Our first ever NBA segment is going to be the trade that happened a few nights ago between the New York Knicks and Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves sent Karl Anthony Towns over to the Knicks in return for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. What do you have to say? For which team?
Bro, obviously it was an L. Bro, because you got to look at it like this, bro. You basically traded. Oh, my bad. To answer your question, it was an L for the Timberwolves, bro. Yeah, it was an L for them. Cause, bro, think about it. You basically traded Karl Anthony Towns 25 points a game, 10 rebounds, whatever, 11, 12 rebounds. You basically traded that for Dante DiVincenzo, which is he's a role player. Let's be honest, he's a good role player, but a role player, and Julius Randle.
Yeah, bro. Bro, every single time Julius Randle is at the rim, this is what I think. Every time he's going up at the rim. Yeah.
Like, bro, one more L for Julius Randle, bro. L, bro. Fucking L. Like, bro, Julius Randle, bro, really? Alright, so, bro. Alright. I'm gonna try to be as serious as possible, but like this guy really does irk me in a lot of ways because I hate guys who like have this persona of like they're that guy, but everyone knows they're not that guy. It's like, bro, everyone knows you're not that guy, buddy. I hate to break it to you, but you're not that guy. The Knicks were better off without him. Every person with eyeballs saw the Knicks play, and they were like, no, they actually play way better without this guy. Mm-hmm. So you have him and DiVincenzo. Don't get me wrong. He had a couple great games in the playoffs, but he had also a couple, bad games in the playoffs too, bro. I'm not going to lie. So, and like, let's say Randle gets hurt, which is, obviously he's going to get hurt. He's been hurt pretty much every year in his career. When he goes down, and let's just say hypothetically, it's the postseason like it was this year. So you gave up Cat for Dante DiVincenzo. Like, bro, it's just an L, bro. And then, like, that's not even the biggest L, bro. The biggest L is you didn't even let Anthony Edwards know that you were going to trade his best friend on the team.
Mm-hmm. And his best player.
It's just like, bro, so let me get this fucking straight, bro. You traded the best friend on the team, a good second option in Cat. And then on top of it, what do we get back? You're scratching your head already. You're like, damn, this was my dog, bro. Like, this was my boy. We went to battle with this dude. Like, I love this dude. Mm-hmm. All right, who do we get in turn? Like, Trae Young? Like, nah. Like Donovan Mitchell? Like, nah. Like, let's see. Who else? Who else may be getting traded?
Maybe Kevin Durant.
Maybe, yeah, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, like, Julius Randle. Like, bro, what the hell? Like, bro, y'all really let go Cat for Julius Randle? Like, bro, I don't know a single thing that Julius Randle does good. What? Not even elite. What does he do good? Like, bro, what? He doesn't finish good. He doesn't shoot. He's not a great defender. He's not a great shot blocker. He's not a great rebound. Like, bro, what does he do that's even good? Like, at least Cat could score. Like, bro, like,
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. At least Cat could score. He's a great shooter. He's a great rebounder. Like, he could do some things at a very good level.
He could.
Like Julius Randle, like, bro, this is all I'm gonna say, man. The Timberwolves took one of the biggest L's in a trade I have ever freaking seen. You traded Karl Anthony Towns, a guy who could give you 25 and 12 on any given night, for Julius Fraudle and Dante DiVincenzo. Like, dude, do you realize what the hell you guys just did? You realize that you guys are playing through Anthony Edwards. So the goal should be you want to make sure this guy has the ball in his hands, right? And he has the right pieces around him to cook, like the floor spacing and shit. You already got Rudy Gobert cucking the paint all freaking game. At least you had Karl Anthony Towns giving you some spacing out the paint. Bro, now they have Julius Fraudle down there, who's just gonna try and freaking throw up a bunch of bricks at the glass with Rudy Gobert down there in his way. And then dudes are like, yeah, well, they got DiVincenzo. Dude, I don't care. DiVincenzo, don't get me wrong, like, he's a good role player, but is he worth Karl Anthony Towns?
Nah,
Hell the
not,
fuck
bro.
no.
Nah, he's not,
Like, bro, this guy is probably a top 5 center in the NBA, and you traded him for one of the biggest chokers in the NBA, who does nothing but brick layups at the glass. Dante DiVincenzo. And mind you, once Fraudle goes down, you're gonna say, okay, well, at least we have DiVincenzo. Like, dude, you guys had Karl Anthony Towns. Like, that's crazy. They took a L. But meanwhile, on the Knicks, this is a massive W, because now that Karl Anthony Towns is gonna go back to playing the 5, like the last couple years playing the 4 next to Gobert, his numbers went down a bit. Like, he was around like 21-8, 22-8, where before Gobert he was like around 25 and 12. I think now that he's on the Knicks, he's gonna go back to that 25 and 12 level, considering he's gonna be at the 5. They're gonna have amazing floor spacing, you know what?
That pick and roll with Cat and Brunson is gonna be lethal.
That's what I'm saying. Or the pick and pops, bro. Those 5 wide sets that they got, like, bro, Brunson is gonna have like all the room in the world to just go to work, bro. Like he's. I'm gonna be honest, bro. He might have like a top 3 MVP season. I'm not going to lie, bro. Like, his numbers, like, he's been a great player for the last 2 years. His numbers haven't been MVP worthy, but I think this year, now that they got Cat, I feel like the numbers might get there and he might be in MVP discussions. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Me personally, though, I got the Knicks coming out the East. That is my Eastern Conference favorite. They were already my favorites to begin with after they got Mikal Bridges, but now that they got Cat, that pretty much solidified my decision.
Yeah, bro. Like, it was a W for the Knicks, honestly. Like, bro, like, there were Knicks fans. I know Knicks fans that were like, get this guy out of town for nothing. Like, just get rid of him. Like, bro, like, it's not even the fact of his terrible play style on the court. Like, it's also like he's a cancer in the locker room. Like, there's reports that, you know, players just don't like him. Like, bro, like, this guy's just like, I don't know, bro. He's just a weird guy, bro. And then it's like, when he gets on the court, he acts like he's that dude. It's like, bro, you've never been that dude ever. So, yeah, you were going to say something?
You know who Julius actually reminds me of, bro? He gives me a lot of Russell Wilson vibes, except the only difference is he was never the guy. Like, at least at one point, Russell Wilson was the guy. Like, bro, this guy was never the guy, bro. Like, never.
Yeah. And, bro, Anthony Edwards obviously has an alpha dominant personality type. How is that going to mesh with Julius Randle? Like, bro, the reason why Cat and Anthony Edwards worked so good is because Cat is like a passive aggressive. He doesn't mind letting Ant do the talking and the shining. But like Julius Randle, for example, I don't know how he's going to be able to handle that. So, yeah, bro, just an L. Like, you not letting your best player know that you're trading his literal best friend and second best player on the team. You trading him and not letting him know. On top of that shiesty behavior, one. Then on top of that, you're also trading him for Julius Randle, who's one, he's not even a big playoff performer. In fact, his numbers drop off tremendously in the postseason. And that's even if he's available, because last year he wasn't even available. Then you don't know if their games are gonna collide for the good, because you also have Rudy Gobert down there. So how is that going to work? All right, we're going to start Julius Randle, Gobert, fucking Kyle Anderson. Like, bro, like, this is bad, bro. Like, that's bad. That's bad. And so, like, and then the reports are like, yeah, it's because they believe in Nas Reed. Bro, that's bullshit, because what you're gonna do, they're probably not even gonna start Nas Reed.
Bro,
so it's like, what
not.
the fuck was that about?
Bro, they're literally not going to start Nas Reed. Bro, if you do start Nas Reed, what are you gonna do? You're gonna bench Randall? Are you gonna bench Gobert?
Randall, bro.
Like, they're not gonna bench Randall and Gobert. So, bro, saying they believe in Nas Reed was meaningless. You're gonna have him. You're gonna have him in the same exact role you already had him, and you're gonna bring him off the bench. He might win another Sixth Man of the Year. But, bro, at the end of the day, though, you're gonna use him the same exact way.
Like, I just really don't get the logic of getting Randall and DiVincenzo. Like, what's the logic, bro? Like, DiVincenzo's a good pickup, but you could have gotten him without trading Cat. Like, I don't get the logic there, bro. Like, Julius Randle, he doesn't even, like I said again, guys, I hate to be repetitive, or I hate for us to be an echo chamber, but he doesn't do anything good. So it's like, what is Anthony Edwards supposed to do? We were complaining about the spacing last year. Like, now you're going to subtract Cat and add Julius Randle? Like, bro, so once again, one more time, guys, just a fucking L for the Timberwolves, bro. Like, fucking L, bro. Bro, I feel bad for Anthony Edwards, bro. Anthony Edwards, bro, you're going to take a step back this year, bro, but it's all good. After this year, bro, you can request a trade out of there, bro, because honestly, with them doing this shiesty stuff to you, bro, you don't deserve that, bro. Like, how do they not even let him know? Like, that's mad crazy.
Like, bro, him and Cap both didn't know. Like, bro,
they didn't know.
Bro, Cap posted ... on his Twitter feed. Like, he's just like, yo, what the heck, bro? Like, they really traded me. And then Ant was out in the press conference. He was like, yeah, like, y'all don't know, like, that's my boy and all, but it's a business at the end of the day. You could tell, like, he was pissed about it.
Yeah, bro, it's like I think he would have been pissed regardless. But if you were to tell him, yo, I know Cat was your boy, but yo, we got you Trae Young. Like, it's like, all right, I could see why y'all did that. All right, yo, we traded away Cat. Like, all right, who'd y'all get me? Julius Randle. It's like, huh? So, yeah, bro, just a L, bro.
Yeah, okay, well, that covers that.
Knicks, championship contenders, though. Championship contenders, 100%. They're going to be right there with Boston, 100%. That's my last take on it.
I think they're better than Boston, personally. Like I said a few minutes ago, I already had them as the favorite the moment they got Michael. Now that they got Cat, that solidified my decision. I got the Knicks out the East this year. But, okay. Anyways, that covers our main topics for tonight. Now for our featured story. Derrick Rose retires. What are your thoughts about him and his career?
Legend, bro. Legend. I think he had a great career. Obviously, it got backed up by injuries. It was short due to injuries and stuff, and just the way that the game evolved. Eventually, Derrick Rose, his game, there was no longer a big part of the game. But, for a couple of years at least, he was a top 5 player. He had a tremendous impact on the game. And what I mean by that, like, I don't use those words lightly when I say people have impact on the game. Like, literally watching the 2011 through like 2013, 2014, they were right there competing with Miami. And if you look at the rest of the teams, when you look at the rest of the team, it's like Lil Dang, Joe Noah, like Taj Gibson, like it's all these guys, and then it's Derrick Rose. So it's like, bro, like, and they were right there. It took them to, tough game sixes and stuff like that. So they're the only reason why the East was somewhat interesting. Like, other than that, like, you could say, nah, bro, Indiana, bro, Miami drilled Indiana every time they faced in the playoffs. I think it was just 1 year that it was an extended series. But other than that, Miami got rid of them pretty quickly. So, yeah, bro, it was the Bulls and it was Derrick Rose. And so that's what you remember. If you remember LeBron's Miami days, there's only two people that you kind of remember. You remember Kevin Durant on OKC, and then you remember, Derrick Rose on the Bulls. So I think he even won MVP in 2011. So yeah, Derrick Rose was a great player. He's probably, I would argue, he's probably going to make the Hall of Fame. Do I think he deserves it? I think it's close. I think it's certainly close. But yeah, he's a great player, and he deserves all the flowers that he's going to get.
Yeah, my opinion on Derrick Rose is he had a great career. I mean, he had a better career than 99% of NBA players do, even though he didn't have the longevity. He has an MVP. He's a 3-time All-Star, but those are not his biggest accomplishments, in my opinion. His biggest accomplishment was his impact on the game of basketball. Like he said, I feel like he set the example for every single generation ahead of him, where it's like, listen, do not give up no matter what. Like, who cares if you get hurt? Recover, get back up, keep going. Like, he was never the same player again. But the fact was, he just kept going. And it's not even like, he was completely terrible either. Like, he was a solid player. He just wasn't like that MVP dude no more. Like, feel me? Like, he kept pushing, he kept going. Even though he wasn't the same player no more, this guy's love for the game of basketball is something that most of these guys don't have nowadays. Like, most of these guys are just in it for the money. This guy played because he loved the game. He could have easily just said, dude, like, I can't take this no more. Like, my body's crushed. Like, I just got to give it up. And I wouldn't have even blamed him for it, bro, because he was getting destroyed out there. But what kept him going was his passion for the game. And I feel like he set that example for many, many generations ahead of him. So, Derrick Rose. He's a Hall of Famer for sure, in my opinion, because of the MVP that he has. I think the MVP should solidify him a spot in it. But, yeah, that's my overall take on him.
That was great. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that'll do it for today's show, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. That was a great show, bro. We went over football for the first half, NBA for the second half. So we were excited to bring you guys today's show. If you like the show, guys, definitely like and subscribe. Get us to impact as many people as possible. Do you have anything else, bro?
Nah.
All right, yeah, guys. So we're gonna see you guys Wednesday. We have a breaking news. Israel decided that they wanted to attack Hezbollah, which we're gonna get into. So we are probably looking at a World War III. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm very excited for next episode. Also, as well, our featured story is gonna be the Israel and Hezbollah stuff. But it's also going to be, we're going to have two feature stories. The second one is going to be the third assassination attempt on Donald Trump. So, yeah, it's going to be a jam-packed episode for you guys Wednesday. So definitely stay tuned. Other than that, guys, stay one step ahead. And we'll see you guys Wednesday.
Yeah, just one more thing.
Yeah.
If there's World War III, count me in.
Oh, wow. Really, bro? Okay.
Count me in.
All right, guys.
All right.
Peace.